Chinese jive. Not very funny, but obviously pretty breezy. Big waves, just coming down a big wave. Nose went in, and sort of rudders, you know, a bit of a pitch pole. And that's it, out of control. Into a jive, obviously laid on its side then. You know, no disastrous damage, but tore the J2, and then we've done a bit of damage to the main.
I would have been surprised by gust, and while we were jibing, regarding the jibe, the wind increased, and the time to come on the day to take the rig, it was too late. Yeah. It pushed too much.
That time I feel the boat is just already healing, and I just try to climb and first and check is there anybody around me, if I can help them, and yeah, that's the first thought. And the second thought, and be ready for if the boat really capsize or sinking, and I just think what should I do next, because I'm next to the left raft, and so I also talk with Black. I said prepare for knife, everything. If you have the rope around you or your left line with you, just be ready to cut or everything. Be ready for everything.
Well, the Had a couple of wipeouts and couldn't quite recover. This is from my feeling below because I wasn't on deck. The end result is that we've blown up our throne, not just ripped it but blown it up, and it landed in the water. So we had all hands on deck. We had to drop the mainsail, get the boat under control, and then we fished the sail out of the water. It's the only one we've got, so we've got to repair it. And now we're getting the boat back in order, assessing for damage, and hopefully start sailing in the right direction. Hands on the screen there, okay, that's fine. I'm ready for the giant three.
After 84 days at sea, the third edition of the Barcelona World Race already has a winner. Cheminée Pujolat, skippered by the Swiss Bernard Stamm and the Frenchman Jean Le Cam, crossed the finish line yesterday at 1750 UTC.
Je pense que cette course-là, ce qu'on se disait avec Bernard, c'est que si ça avait été en solitaire, je pense que le bateau il serait pas là, hein, et ça l'aurait pas fait. Hein. Ça c'est sûr, il peut toujours se passer quelque chose, c'est quand même un sport mécanique, donc il peut y avoir des soucis de dernière minute. Et bon, là ça c'est bien fini, mais on a toujours ça à l'esprit quand même, quoi, que la ligne quand elle n'est pas franchie, elle n'est pas franchie.
On finit par mettre le spi et puis arriver, et puis c'est nickel. Hein. On a eu pas mal de soucis techniques, mais ça s'est sûrement pas vu, quoi. Les gens pensaient que ça roulait, tout roulait, qu'on faisait notre route sans souci, mais je crois pas qu'il s'est passé un jour sans qu'il y ait un truc qui foirait, quoi. On a fait le tiers du tour du monde avec une girouette sur un mâtreau derrière qu'on changeait de côté.
Et maintenant il y a un câble extérieur.
Ça fait que ouais, c'était un beau travail d'équipe.
Ouais.
Especialmente de Genève por l'arrivée.
Una prueba así nunca se sabe. Era un equipo candidato al triunfo, però bueno, ja lo tienen.
Magnifique victoire.
És com si sapiguéssim una mica la vida que han estat portant durant aquests 3 mesos, no?
Il a maigri. Il me semble qu'il a beaucoup maigri.
Ja tinc ganes ja que arribi, però encara hem d'esperar un parell de setmanes a l'arribada.
On est vraiment content pour lui.
Regarding the rest of the fleet, Neutrogena and Guy's Centros Auditivos will sail upwind almost to the Strait of Gibraltar, where they should arrive the night of the 27th to the 28th and the night of the 29th respectively. We Are Water and One Planet Winocean and Pharmaton continue on a northeasterly route with north-northeasterly winds. They are 200 miles from the Cape Verde latitude. Renault Captur continues advancing along the coast of Brazil, but they will enter the doldrums today, which will slow them down. However, they'll have enough pressure to get through the area with an easterly wind. Renault should cross the equator tonight. Finally, tonight, Spirit of Hungary will have a southeasterly wind evolving to a northerly, causing them to sail against the wind. Nandorfa and Conrad Coleman are 1,200 nautical miles from the equator, where they are expected to arrive on April 1st.
C'est très différent quand même en double que le Vendée Globe, mais c'est très enrichissant, quoi. C'est une belle aventure.
Encore,
Hi, we're here at the New South Wales Opti State Championships. This is a pretty special state championships for New South Wales because this is the venue that's going to be for the national titles coming up in January. So we've got 205 boats, which I think is one of the largest single fleets in a regatta I think's ever been around. And for the nationals next year, we're expecting probably upwards of 400 boats. So today we've got basically the top 30 Opti sailors in Australia are all here competing. They're part of a camp. That's in the Australian Optimus Development Squad and also the Australian Optimus sailing team. They'll be heading over to 4 international venues actually sailing this year, including the Worlds in Poland. They'll be doing the Asians, there'll be the European Championships, and also New Caledonia, where they'll be training with the New Zealanders. So look, Optimus sailing is going fantastic here in Australia at the moment. Growth year on year has been in the last 12 years about 20% a year, and we've got around 1,600 registered Optimists and increasing every day.
How many fleets do you have today?
So in the fleets we've got 3 fleets. The open fleet, which is about so the top 30 odd kids from around Australia. We've also got the intermediate fleet, so people are up and coming and starting to do full race courses. And most importantly, we've got the green fleet. We've got 81 registered boats in green fleet. The best thing about that is these are kids who've just got on the water. They're just learning how to sail. We've got 1 coach per 10 kids and making sure they get around the course really safely. So we're really proud of our green fleet.
What about ages? What ages are they?
Green fleeters are anywhere from about 8 years old up to about 10. But any age, we've got some 14-year-old green fleeters. The average age of the kids out here would be 11 or 12 years old. And with the Optimus, they age out at about 15. So you can't sail an Optimus after 15 years old.
The second day of the RC44 Valletta Cup dawned with a chill in the air and a tangible anticipation for the day ahead. The first fleet race of the season was a good chance for the teams to size each other up, and ahead of racing, owner of Charisma, Nico Poons, was only too aware of the calibre of the fleet.
There is a very strong top level here, so you need a little luck to end up in the top 3. And if you don't have that luck, you can be in the middle somewhere, or even on the back end. We're here from the beginning and we got used to the class and the boat. I can let you know whether we've got the luck or not later on.
So with adrenaline running high, a huge swell on the water and wind speeds reaching up to 20 knots, the fleet were in for a bumpy ride. Teams battled through some truly testing conditions to complete 3 races. The standout performance of the day had to go to Team Serif, who claimed 2 consecutive victories.
Really pleased, this is our first fleet race day together, so we had a feeling of what was going to happen in the first race. The wind was dropping and felt that the breeze was going to shift, so we went for it on the start, and all of a sudden we had a nice lead, so really nice. But then to follow it up with another win in stronger conditions was really nice.
We'll try to maintain like today, but it's not so easy. So once you are in front, it seems easy, but it's very simple to be behind.
Team Nika struggled early on, but found their form by the 3rd race and took the final bullet.
It was good to finish the day well. Yeah, we we had our difficulties in the first one, and then felt we were struggling a little bit with our speed in the second, but then I think we made some good changes, and yeah, we sort of executed a good plan, had a really nice start, and yeah, the boat went really well, so yeah, happy.
Very nice to improve, and I believe we found our mode, we found our tune, and we'll go on. This was what I expect.
Despite a strong performance by Team Serif, Katusha's consistency today saw them tied on points after 2 second-place finishes. Gale force winds are expected tomorrow, so teams will be docking out early to beat the storm. It's all on.
Hi guys, Grant Dalton here from Emirates Team New Zealand. We support Luna Ross's position simply because we believe it's too late to make a change, a fundamental change to the rules, unless all the teams agree. We think that's just reasonable. Presented to us last Saturday were two proposals from the organising committee. One was to take the boats down to AC45. Now, can I say, we absolutely support cost cutting. Makes total sense. We're all for that. But the proposal was to go down to AC45s, a smaller, much smaller boat, same as this, and lose Auckland as a qualifier. That was the chip that was played to convince other teams. Or stay with the 62 and come to Auckland as the qualifier, as agreed, as signed up at this point, subject to us agreeing the final host agreement, which we now have. It's an easy decision for us. We agree with Luna Rossa in one breath in their stance in terms of the correct way it should be handled with the teams, and we absolutely need Auckland as a qualifier.
Every hour and a half, probably move about 2,000 kilos of equipment, and then do a whole load of grinding and a whole load of running around.
How long have we been doing this for?
Well, about 2 days, 3 days.
Ready. Each time there's a gap between the driving, if I'm off course, like now I'm off, I will try to do something, and if the driving is long, I will try to slip a bit, but you cannot get a proper rise, but it's better than nothing.
you know, we're doing 25 knots, they're doing 25 knots. That's a closing speed of 50 knots, you know. Everything happens really fast, you know. The consequences for disaster are quite high. So, you know, I think we're lucky to just kind of get out of that one and the other ones like it, you know, throughout the course of the day.
We've got a building breeze, so really strategically for us it's about getting our sail changes at the right point and making sure we get safely through the jives, because the breeze is likely to pick up to a good 30 knots solid, and we're looking at some squalls with gusts of sort of 45-50 potentially in there, so to some extent at points it's probably going to be about battening down the hatches and being a bit survival.